A rapid stream of sharp comments floods the screen, moving so fast it feels like the entire global internet is racing to speak first. At the center of this sudden whirlwind is one name, BLACKPINK's Lalisa. Within minutes of her latest global announcement going public, the international entertainment world erupted in noise. Before we dive deeper into the escalating situation, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the next major update, because what's happening around Lalisa right now is far more intense than it appears. What was supposed to be a milestone moment turned into a triggering point for an unexpected wave of personal criticism. Lalisa had just revealed her newest international project, an ambitious move many believed would mark a new era in her global career, but only hours after her announcement began circulating, the tone of the public conversation shifted. Social media filled with polarized reactions. Thousands praised her boldness, yet just as many began unleashing harsh personal attacks, targeting not her artistry, but her character. Entertainment columnists across multiple countries joined the debate with sharp takes. Some accused Lalisa of being too ambitious, while others questioned her loyalty to the K-pop industry. What began as small chatter rapidly exploded into a global talking point, amplified by algorithms that prioritized outrage and controversy. The issue expanded far beyond the project itself, evolving into a heated discussion about the identity and expectations placed on Asian artists operating on a global stage. Public timelines split in two. The visual contrast was striking. Positive comments celebrating Lalisa's success collided with personal criticisms that grew increasingly extreme. This rapid escalation drew the attention of international media analysts, some of whom argued that this situation was simply evidence of Lalisa's career reaching a higher orbit. "The bigger the stage, the bigger the pressure," one analyst said in a quote that quickly went viral. As coverage intensified, several experts looked closer at the origins of the backlash. Their findings suggested that many of the harsher personal attacks came from a relatively small but loud group whose comments were amplified by social media dynamics. Meanwhile, Lalisa's global fanbase responded with a massive countereffort. They flooded platforms with highlight videos, career achievements, and long posts defending her dedication and professionalism, reminding the public that the negative narrative did not represent the majority. But if you think the controversy peaked there, it didn't, and if you believe the public's reaction was already excessive, just wait. In the height of the tension, a major international outlet released an exclusive report revealing that Lalisa's global project had been in preparation for months, supported by creative teams from multiple countries. According to the report, the project wasn't just a personal career move, it was part of a larger cultural expansion led by Asian artists breaking boundaries worldwide. This report acted as a sudden pattern interrupt in the ongoing backlash. It shifted public focus away from personal criticism and back toward the significance of the announcement itself. Shortly after, a new interview with Lalisa was released. Without a defensive tone or emotional reaction, she calmly addressed the situation. She stated that her goal was simply to continue growing, exploring global opportunities, and contributing to a wider space for Asian artists in international entertainment. Her brief but powerful response became the turning point. It prompted multiple media outlets to rethink their angle, rewriting headlines to highlight her composure, maturity, and strength under pressure. Following the interview, global search data showed a steep rise in Lalisa's visibility. Her name surged to the top of worldwide trends. Entertainment analysts noted that despite the harsh criticism, or perhaps because of it, Lalisa's global influence had actually expanded. Some suggested that the controversy had unintentionally boosted the reach of her new project. As the noise slowly settled, the narrative surrounding her announcement transformed. More articles began focusing on the project's potential impact on the global entertainment landscape. Many industry watchers described Lalisa's move as part of a larger wave of Asian artists making assertive strides into mainstream global markets. Fans celebrated by launching supportive digital campaigns, sharing promotional clips, and pushing hashtags that soon joined global trending lists. Even though the tension eventually eased, the episode highlighted a recurring truth about international stardom. When an artist reaches a certain level of global fame, every major decision sparks discussion, analysis, and sometimes unfair personal attacks. Yet, as Lisa demonstrated, it is often the response that shapes public perception the most. Now that the dust has settled, analysts agree that Lisa's latest global announcement marks a major transition into a new phase of her career. Many believe that the scale of reaction, both supportive and critical, is proof that she now holds a level of cultural influence few artists in the world possess. And before this report closes, the question turns back to you. Do you think the personal criticism directed at Lisa was an inevitable part of global exposure? Or was it excessive and unfair? Share your opinion in the comments. Hit like to support accurate and balanced reporting. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates, because Lisa's global journey is far from over, and the next chapter is almost certainly going to be even bigger than what we've witnessed today. As global conversations surrounding Lisa continued to evolve, media outlets across Europe, Asia, and North America began publishing follow-up analyses, each attempting to decode what her latest move truly meant for the entertainment landscape. Headlines shifted from criticism-driven buzz to deeper industry reflections. It was clear the story had moved beyond a passing controversy. This had become a cultural moment, and Lisa was at the epicenter. Newsrooms reported that Lisa's announcement had triggered one of the highest spikes in global engagement for any K-pop solo project in the past year. Social analytics firms began releasing data showing a dramatic increase in keyword searches such as Lisa Global Expansion, Lisa New Project, and Lisa International Influence. What was meant to be a simple industry update had snowballed into a worldwide debate about artistic autonomy, cross-cultural mobility, and the future direction of global pop. Meanwhile, insiders from the entertainment sector began speaking anonymously to international press outlets. One executive described Lisa's latest move as a strategic leap that signals where the global industry is heading, noting that traditional market boundaries no longer dictate the trajectory of an artist's career. Another executive argued that the backlash itself was evidence of a shifting power dynamic, where Asian artists stepping into global leadership roles still face outdated stereotypes and resistance. These insights added layers of context previously missing from the conversation. Suddenly, the story was no longer just about criticism. It was about the collision of eras, old expectations versus new realities. In Seoul, entertainment reporters highlighted the unique pressures Lisa faces as a member of one of the most influential girl groups in modern history. BLACKPINK's global footprint is enormous, and every individual move from any member is magnified on a massive scale. The Korean press noted that although criticism is common for high-profile artists, the degree of personal targeting in this case was unusually intense. Some pointed out that the criticism seemed less about her actions and more about discomfort with her rapid global ascent. International fans continued to push back against the negativity by sharing detailed timelines of Lisa's contributions to the global music scene, emphasizing her history of breaking barriers, luxury fashion ambassadorships, global brand deals, record-breaking social media milestones, and her position as one of the most followed Asian entertainers worldwide. These reminders served as a counterweight to the narrative that attempted to undermine her, but the real turning point emerged when a prominent American entertainment outlet published a report comparing Lisa's trajectory to that of Western pop icons who had undergone similar scrutiny during major career transitions. The report argued that public criticism often flares at precisely the moment when an artist begins expanding their influence. It cited data showing that backlash commonly coincides with career breakthroughs, not failures. This reframing gained traction quickly, reshaping the public discourse around Lisa from controversy to transformation. A sudden shift in news coverage followed. European broadcasters ran segments analyzing the cultural significance of Lisa's global rise, describing her as a symbol of the new transnational entertainment era. Southeast Asian outlets celebrated the fact that a Thai-born artist had become one of the most influential figures in global pop. American talk shows debated whether the backlash exposed a deeper bias within Western media perceptions. The discussion was now bigger than Lalisa. It was international, cultural, and systemic. Throughout all this, Lalisa herself remained notably silent except for her calm interview earlier. Her absence from heated online discussions only amplified the respect directed toward her. Analysts praised her ability to control her narrative simply by refusing to engage with the negativity. Several experts said that this restraint strengthened her public image and created a contrast between her poise and the chaotic discourse swirling around her. As the industry settled into a new understanding of the situation, attention returned to the global project itself. Production insiders hinted at a scale larger than previously assumed, international partnerships, cross-industry collaborations, and potentially groundbreaking content formats. These hints fueled speculation, turning public curiosity into anticipation. It was no longer about the drama. It was about what Lalisa would do next. Fans dissected every rumor, analyzing clues from social media updates, travel schedules, and industry whispers. Forums and fan communities buzzed with predictions. Would this project redefine her as a global icon beyond K-pop? Would it signal the beginning of a new artistic identity? Could it alter the trajectory of Asian representation in Western entertainment? The questions grew louder as the world awaited official updates. Then came another spike in coverage when an insider from a major global streaming platform claimed that Lalisa's project had the potential to reshape international viewer demographics. While specifics remained tightly guarded, the mere suggestion that her announcement could influence global consumption patterns sent shockwaves across the industry. Suddenly, analysts began viewing the backlash in a different light, not as a genuine reflection of public sentiment, but as a predictable reaction to an artist stepping into unprecedented territory. In the days that followed, financial analysts reported that several brands associated with Lalisa experienced noticeable increases in social engagement and online traffic. Marketing experts attributed this to the attention spillover effect, a phenomenon where high-intensity public discourse boosts visibility for everything connected to the central figure. This meant that even the criticism inadvertently strengthened Lalisa's influence. By now, global audiences understood that the initial backlash was only a fragment of the story. The broader picture revealed a pivotal moment in entertainment history, a moment in which Lalisa's global announcement served as a mirror to the world, exposing tensions, biases, and shifts within the industry, while simultaneously proving her resilience and impact. International publications concluded that Lalisa's career had entered a new phase defined not by controversy, but by expansion. And as her influence continued to grow, the world realized one thing: Lalisa had not just released a global announcement, she had triggered a global conversation. More updates are expected soon, and industry insiders are hinting that the next development could be even more significant than the initial announcement. With the world watching, analysts believe the next chapter of this story may redefine entertainment boundaries once again, and now the anticipation builds. The question is no longer whether Lalisa will overcome the criticism. She already has. The question is, what groundbreaking move will she make next? As speculation intensified, multiple industry trackers reported unusual spikes in international media monitoring patterns, suggesting that major entertainment companies, streaming platforms, and global agencies were all actively watching Lalisa's next steps. Analysts noted that it's rare for a single announcement to generate this level of prolonged attention, especially weeks after the news broke. This only strengthened the belief that Lalisa's project was tied to something far larger than the public yet understood. In the midst of this rising anticipation, a new development emerged. Several reputable outlets confirmed that negotiations between Lalisa's team and multiple international partners were underway, hinting at collaborations that could involve film, high-fashion editorial work, and possibly a global performance initiative. While details remained behind closed doors, insiders described the atmosphere as highly competitive, with global brands eager to secure Lisa at the forefront of their campaigns for the coming year. Meanwhile, cultural analysts began highlighting how Lisa's influence had evolved beyond music. Her presence now intersected with global fashion, digital culture, and international youth trends, positioning her as a multi-industry force capable of shaping consumer behavior across continents. This reclassification, from idol to global cultural architect, was cited as one of the key reasons behind the heightened reactions, both positive and negative, but perhaps the most telling shift came from the general public. Online sentiment, once mixed, had turned overwhelmingly supportive. Fan-led media accounts circulated messages urging people to focus on Lisa's achievements rather than the backlash. Even neutral observers began acknowledging that the criticism she faced was disproportionate to her actions, reinforcing the view that the controversy had revealed more about industry biases than about Lisa herself. With each passing day, the narrative continued to tilt in her favor. And now, the global audience waits, with growing certainty, that Lisa's next move will not only silence the remaining doubts but potentially set a new benchmark for what an Asian artist can accomplish on the world stage.